Born Great. Manmohini Didiji. People used to say that Manmohini Didiji was born great. Perhaps at first they said this because she was born into a wealthy, respected, and famous Sindhi family. Didiji shared about her early days. In spite of being very rich, I was very unhappy. Hence, I would spend more time attending various satsangs. There were all types of comforts in my home, and we were constantly engaged in charity and making donations. I loved the Gita and the Bhagavad very much. I loved the story of gopis in the Bhagavad. Even my worldly name was Gopi. As I was reading about Krishna's Rasa Leela with his gopis, I would shed tears of love. I was so fond of those gopis. Once, my worldly mother, whom they would call Queen Mother in the Yagya, went to see Baba. And the next day, after having gone to Baba, she sent back her car to take me there too. Baba was sitting in a small room, holding the Gita in his hand and conducting satsang. I had seen Baba a number of times before. However, on that day, I was experiencing a special pull to him. I came up to Baba and sat down in front of him in such a way that Baba's drishti met my drishti. I saw a spinning discus of light in the middle of Baba's forehead. It's not that I went into trance. I was seeing this discus of light on Baba's forehead with my physical eyes. Baba was narrating something, but I was hardly aware of what all of that was about. At the end, Baba started chanting the sound of Om, and I got lost in the love of that chanting. After the satsang, I said, I want to learn more. Baba said, come to Om Mandali tomorrow. Next day, Baba took a sheet of paper and a pencil, drew a picture of the subtle regions, the land of death, this corporeal world, and the Brahm element, and explained them to me. As I was listening to Baba, I had firm faith that I was that same Gopi described in the Bhagavad. It's me who is a true Gopi. Or perhaps Didiji was born great because when Baba first gave her the direction to remain celibate, she said, I will stay pure. Because of her purity, Didi's husband would quarrel with her daily and physically abuse her. When Didi's mother, Queen Mother, came to know that Didi's husband was abusing her, she called Didi back to her place. Because of her husband's cruelty, she left his house and returned to her parents' home. Didi, her mother, her sister Shil Dadi, and her cousin Brijshanta Dadi all continued to attend Om Mandali. When Baba moved to Karachi from Hyderabad, Didiji, her mother, her sister, and her cousin also moved to Karachi. In Karachi, Didiji and her family lived in a separate house. Didiji's greatness was natural because when mothers and girls who were abused by their husbands and fathers came to Baba, he would accommodate them at Didiji's place. She used to teach them sewing. If the authorities inquired, it was explained that these women just lived separately and made their living by sewing. Didiji's vow of celibacy created a lot of upheaval. Her powerful relatives opposed Baba and Om Mandali in every way possible. In 1936, a Hindu woman did not have many rights or options. However, Didiji overcame her obstacles with courage, determination, and unshakable faith. Seeing her as an example, many young sisters were able to face their problems and follow the discipline of celibacy. We read in history about the heroes of the land of Bharat like the Queen of Jhansi, but Didiji's spiritual courage was no less. She truly was born great. In 1937, when the Godly University was first established, Brahma Baba surrendered all his wealth and created a trust. He appointed 8 mothers and Kumaris as trustees. Didi Manmohini Didiji was one of those 8 special members of the trust. After the partition in 1950, it was decided that the Godly University would move from Sindh to India. Baba sent Didiji to scout for a location, and it was Didiji who made all the enquiries and selected Mount Abu. Because of her shrewd intellect and tirelessness, in 1951, when service started in India, Baba sent Didiji to open the first center in Delhi. Didi was Mama's right hand. After Mama passed away in 1965, Didiji moved to Mount Abu and her responsibilities in the yagya increased. She became Sakar Baba's right hand. In January 1969, when Sakar Baba became Avyakt, Didi was away on tour of centers in India. Manmohini Didiji, who was at that time taking care of a center in Bombay, was with Baba in Madhuban. When Baba became Avyakt, he handed over the responsibility of the yagya first to Dadiji, and Didiji became the additional administrative head. This story, recounted by Dadi Janki, shows Didiji's inherent greatness in such a powerful way. After Baba became Avyakt, Dadi Prakashmani started reading the Murli in Madhuban. Didiji, without a word of complaint or any kind of ill feeling on her face, used to come with her notebook and pen to class and listen to the Murli and take notes. Didiji possessed the power to discern people. Just from their face, behavior, or a short conversation, she would give solutions to their spiritual problems. Didiji did tireless service by fully surrendering her mind, body, and wealth to the task of awakening people. Even though Didiji was from a very wealthy family, her way of dressing, eating, and behaving was very simple. She was an image of simplicity, renunciation, and humility. Manmohini Didiji, along with Dadiji, had the huge responsibility of administrating a very big international organization. However, Didiji never spoke to anyone with a feeling of arrogance because of her position. Even if someone misbehaved or were dissatisfied, she would still sustain them with love. To pacify their mind, Didiji herself would initiate a conversation and say, "Brother, if there is something in your mind, disclose it. All of us are travelers on the same path. In our divine family, we have relationships of souls, and in my heart, there are only pure feelings for you." She showed her greatness till the end by embodying the mantra, "We now have to return home." She passed away on July 28, 1983. Om Shanti.